Today we will discuss a new topic. Are you getting surprised? Yes, today's topic is about histology. Before we discuss histology, first we recap anatomy. Anatomy is basically the study of the structures of organism. Anatomy, if we study the structure of organism macroscopically, then it is called gross anatomy, right? But if we study anatomy at microscopic level, then it is called histology, right? It's mean histology is the study of the tissue. Instrument which is used or helpful in the study of the tissue is microscope. Microscope is an instrument. Microscope, the use of microscope is called microscopy, right? Two things is important in microscope. First one is magnification, second one is resolution. Magnification means it magnifies or enlarges the size of the objects. It enlarges the size of the objects. How many times? Different times. 40x, 30x. X means time. 30x, 30 times, 40 times. Resolution is basically a power through which two closest points can be distinguished that they are far apart from each other, right? Resolution is basically inversely proportional. Resolution is inversely proportional to the wavelength. It means if a light having large wavelength, then the resolution will be low. But if the resolution is small, then the resolution is high. Types of microscope. There are two types of microscope: light or optical microscope and electron microscope. In light microscope, we use visible light, and in electron microscope we use electron beam. There are different types of light microscope like bright field microscope, fluorescence microscope, confocal microscope, polarizing microscope. Here is some difference that in fluorescence microscope we use ultraviolet light or rays. Here is an exception case. Electron microscope, there are two types of electron microscope: scanning electron microscope, transmission electron microscope. Scanning electron microscope is used for the study of the external structure of the object, and transmission electron microscope is used for the study of the internal structures of the objects. Now we focus or we study in detail bright field microscope. Bright field microscope having resolution 0.2 micrometer and magnification 1000 to 1500x. Bright field microscope having different parts. Like here you can see a bright field microscope. This is the ocular lens or IP. Here is objective lens. Actually there are 4 types of objective lens. Here is arm. This knob-like structure is used for two purposes. Inside one is called fine adjustment, and outer is for usage of coarse adjustment knob. What is the purpose of it? Like here, this is a stage. For the adjustment of the stage, motion of the stage, we use this knob. Outer is used for coarse adjustment for large movement of the stage, and fine adjustment knob is used for small movement of the stage. Here is a condenser. This is shown by the red color. This is the light source and this is the base. Here this is the components of the microscope. First, now we discuss in more detail that ocular lens, which is also called IP. It can be two parts like 1, 2. If the ocular lens are of 2, then it is called binocular microscope, right? But it can be 1. If the ocular lens is 1, then it is called monocular microscope, right? It has a lens in it, right? Having lens in it, which can magnify image 10x, 10 times. Next is objective lens. There are 4 types of objective lens: 4x, 10x, 40x, and 100x. It means it can magnify size of the object 4x, 10x, 40x, and 100x. 100x microscope, when we use 100x objective lens, in this situation we have to use oil. Like this is a stage and this is a specimen over there, right? Or you can say a slide put over the stage. On this slide we put few drops of the oil, right? And if we put few drops of the oil, and here is a 100x objective lens, this helpful for the increment of the resolving power or resolution power, because there is no contact. Like this is a slide, this is the layer of oil, and this is the, let's suppose, 100x lens, and there is no chance of air present between them. So due to the lack or absence of the air, the resolving power of the microscope increase. So we use oil in 100x field, right? But if someone tells what is the magnification of the microscope, here you see different magnification powers, but how can you tell them that microscope is like 1000x? You have to calculate total magnification of the microscope. Let's suppose this is a 100x for objective lens, and this is for ocular lens 10x. To find the total magnification, you just multiply 100 to 10. This is for objective and this is for IP, and the answer will be 1000x. Here is the total magnification of the microscope.